Hello students, this is our chapter Human Health and Disease, chapter 8 and part 7. So today topics are adolescence and drug alcohol abuse, addiction and dependence and effects of alcohol and drug abuse and prevention and control. Adolescence is the period of rapid growth of physical and mental development between childhood and adulthood. This is the period between 12 to 19 years. This period is from puberty to complete sexual maturity. Adolescence is marked by physical growth, development of reproductive organs, and changes in functioning of the neuroendocrine system. Curiosity, excitement, and need for adventure and experimentation are common causes which motivate young boys and girls towards drug and alcohol abuse. The first use of drugs or alcohol may be out of curiosity or experimentation, but later on the child starts using it to escape facing problems such as academics or examinations. Therefore, youngsters start taking alcohol and drugs. They want to be cool. Television, movies, newspapers, advertisements, peer pressure, feeling of independence, uncertain future, false belief. So all these help to promote alcohol abuse or smoking, etc. So this is very vulnerable phase of mental and psychological development of an individual. These causes of drug abuse I have told you in the previous slide. So we all know that TV, movies, newspaper, internet also help to promote this perception. Unstable, unsupportive family structures and peer pressure also causes are the causes of drug abuse. So what is the difference between addiction and dependence? Addiction is with repeated use of drug or alcohol, the tolerance level of receptors in our body increases and consequently they respond only to higher doses of drug alcohol, and this is called addiction. And then if the regular dose of drug alcohol is abruptly discontinued, the body manifests characteristics and unpleasant withdrawal symptoms which can be anxiety, nausea, sweating, etc. That will become dependence. So this is the difference between addiction and the immediate adverse effects of drugs and alcohol abuse are manifested in the form of reckless behavior, vandalism, and violence. Excessive doses of drugs may lead to coma or death due to respiratory failure, heart failure, or cerebral hemorrhage. Now, a combination of drugs or their intake along with alcohol generally results in overdosing and even deaths. The most common warning signs of drugs and alcohol abuse among youth include drop in academics performance, lack of interest in personal hygiene, withdrawal and isolation from family and friends, aggressive and rebellious behavior, lack of interest in hobbies, and changes in sleeping and eating habits, and fluctuations in weight. And along with this, cerebral hemorrhage and kidney failure may also occur. When the drug is taken intravenously, it can cause lead to infections like AIDS and hepatitis. In a group, when they are taking drugs, etc., they use the same syringe for all. And this, if someone is having AIDS, then the using the same syringe, they will be getting AIDS and hepatitis, etc. So just like this, cerebral hemisphere, as I told you, liver failure, cirrhosis can occur to these persons which are using drug and alcohol. And what are the misuse of drugs by certain sport persons? Misuse of drugs is done by certain sport persons to increase their performance. So the side effects of the use of anabolic steroids in females include mesmerization, male-like features, increased aggressiveness, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, enlargement of clitoris, and deepening of voice, excessive hair growth on the face and body, and mood swings. And likewise, many such features arise in the female. Misuse of anabolic steroids causes the following in males, just like maybe acne, increased aggressiveness. It includes reduction of size of testicles, decreased sperm production, acne, potential for kidney and liver dysfunction, premature baldness, enlargement of prostate gland. In the adolescent male or female, stunted growth take place. So how prevention and control can be possible? Prevention is better than cure is always true. Tobacco, drugs, alcohol abuse are more during young age and during adolescence. This remedial measure should be taken well in time. In this regard, the parents and teachers have a special responsibility. Following some points are there which can be done for the favor of the adolescent students. Avoid under peer pressure. Every child has his her own choice and personality, which should be kept in mind. So a child should not be pressed unduly to be beyond his capacities, be in studies, sports, etc. Next one is education and counseling. Education and counseling are very important to face problems, stresses, disappointments, and failure in life. They should be taken as part of life. These should be taken as part of life. One should utilize a child's energy in some other activities like sports, music, reading, yoga, some other activities. Seeking help from parents and peers. Whenever there is any problem, one should seek help and guidance from parents and peers. Help should always be from close and trusted friends. This would help young to share their feelings of anxiety and wrongdoings. Next one is looking for danger signs. If friends find someone using drugs or alcohol, they should bring this to the notice of their parents or teacher so that appropriate measures should be taken to diagnose the illness and the causes. This would help in taking proper remedial steps for or treatment. Next one is seeking professional and medical helps. So highly qualified psychologists, psychiatrists, and de-addiction and rehabilitation programs can help individuals who are suffering from drug alcohol abuse. If such help is provided to the affected person with sufficient efforts and willpower, the patient should be completely cured and lead normal and healthy life. So this is back exercise. We will be doing few questions. What are the various public health measures which you would suggest as against infectious diseases? So common preventive measures are education, sanitation, vaccination, isolation, sterilization, and eradication of vectors, etc., which we have done earlier. Next question: in which way has the study of biology helped us to control infectious diseases? So, use of vaccines and immunization programs is due to the advancement in the biology. Biotechnology is helping to make new and safe vaccines. Discovery of antibodies and various other drugs have also enabled to treat infectious diseases. So, next one is how does the transmission of each of following diseases take place? Amoebiasis, you all know, fecal oral route. Malaria by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito, ascariasis again through contaminated food and water, and pneumonia is by the from the sputum of the patient. So what measures would you take to prevent waterborne diseases? So fresh and clean water should be taken. If water is contaminated, it should be filtered before drinking. Water resources should be disinfected. One shouldn't take ponds water. All these precautions we can take. So discuss with your teacher what does a suitable gene means in the context of DNA vaccines. The term suitable gene refers to that gene, means specific segment of DNA that will be modified in the host to produce specific protein to kill specific disease causing organisms. So name the primary and secondary lymphoid organs. I think you very well know, we have done in previous slide. The following are some well-known abbreviations, just like MALT, MALT. MALT is, we have done earlier, mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. CMI, cell-mediated immunity. AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. NACO, National AIDS Control Organization. And next is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. I think everyone knows all this. Um, um, and the next question is differentiate between the following: innate and acquired immunity. I think everyone can do. Active and passive immunity. We have done it earlier. So all these questions we have done earlier. If anyone there is any problem is there, we will do in the live classes.